Hari Om everyone. Let's contemplate and recite shloka number 4.6 from Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Ajopi san avyaya ātmā bhūtānām īśhvaro san prakṛitiṁ svām prakṛitiṁ svām adhiṣhṭhāya sambhavāmi ātmā-māyayā. Although I am unborn, the Lord of all living entities, and have an imperishable nature, yet I appear in this world by virtue of Yogmaya, my divine power. Ajaḥ, unborn, api, although, son, being so, avyaya ātmā, imperishable nature, bhūtānām, of all beings, īśhvaraḥ, the Lord, api, although, son, being, prakṛitim, nature, svām, of myself, adhiṣhṭhāya, situated, sambhavāmi, I manifest, ātma-māyayā, by my Yogmaya power.
Ishaji, as usual. You get
Sriprabhuji will say, as usual, I'll have my own dialogue, same dialogue, I'll start.
Hello. 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 I would like to give a comment.
Okay, ba. Okay, my dad will start today. Okay.
See, yet I appear in this world by virtue of Yogmaya, my divine power. This Yogmaya has been told that he has started in his birth time itself. Bhagavan's Krishna's birth time itself. How when Krishna was born at who is that second mother?
Devaki.
Devaki and Vasudeva is his own mother and parents.
Yashoda.
And where they are living? They are living in Gokulam. At Gokulam, his Yogmaya started working. All have slept and that Yogmaya gave birth. So nobody knew that a child has born. Only when yesterday morning, Krishna was there nearby his mother. Then only they come to know that the child is there. But actually when the child was born in the night, nobody knew. This is called Yogmaya. This is the explanation, one of the explanations given for Yogmaya. Normally, when a child is born, there will be hue and cry. Everywhere there will be people moving around, here and there, is not. But all those things were subdued by Krishna and with his Yogmaya. This is called first Yogmaya. The birth was not known by anybody. Yogmaya's birth was not known by anybody. Only when Krishna was there in the nearby his mother, Yashoda, then only everybody came to know, oh, Krishna has born. Yogmaya's birth nobody knew. And Yogmaya was taken by his father, Vasudeva, to the prison again. This is called Yogmaya. Here itself, we have to come to understand what is meant by Yoga, Maya. This a simple explanation. Our Dr. Venkatesh, he has given this explanation in his Vishnu Sahasranama explanation. Today, he has given this explanation today in his Vishnu Sahasranama's explanation. And I just recollected and told every one of us should realize and understand. Thank you. Namaste.
Okay. Yeah, Ishaji, or who wants to go? I will go. So, yeah, first I would like to look at this word unborn, right? So, with unborn as like the Paramatma, right? Where the essence is no birth and no death, right? So his essence is like birthless and deathless. So he is actually unborn, right? And then the next word is the Lord of all living entities, which means basically everything that has manifested is from him, right? And like imperishable, again, imperishable and unborn, they go together, no birth, no death, right? Then the question is, since he is talking from this body, then the question is, hey, you are also born, right? So then he gives the explanation for that, saying that the virtue of Yogmaya, which is his own, the quality of Brahman, right? Through which he also takes avatar, right? So he is basically, I think, he's talking about on one side his no birth, no death nature, and he is the all that has manifested is from him. On the other side, he says, like, though he is of that nature, he also appears in the world through his own power of Maya. And obviously, he tells later why, which is to establish dharma. Right. So I think this is to clarify whether this entity of God is God has a form or formless, right? Because any explanation, or I would put it this way, nirguna and the saguna, because you cannot limit God by putting a body or figure, and that basically will never be the right way to express God. So he gives the explanation of how he also came into being through this his own power of Maya. That's what I see from these two lines. That should explain questions to the seekers on how is it, like, why is like God always given this human form, or like all the combinations of form, like what we see today. Maybe we'll, if there are questions, then we'll take. Yeah. Shubhaji, Padmaji.
Yeah, what I understood is here Krishna is talking about the form and the formless. So God appears both as the formless Brahman and as the personal God. It is just his dimension of personality. So we all take, just like we all take innumerable forms from birth to birth, God also is powerful and he takes forms, is what this thing. But our form is created by Maya, the material energy. But whereas God's form is created by the divine power, Yogmaya. So this is what I understood from this shloka. Padmaji, you want to?
Yeah. In this shloka, two things are there. One is although he is, I am unborn, it means he's not born like us because of the result of our karmas, past karmas. We have conditions for which we are born, under which we are born. He has no such conditions like that. So it is out of free will that he chooses to even take an avatara. And when he takes an avatara, like if I compare us and him, when we take birth, first of all, there are some conditions because of which, and karmas, past karmas, because of which we are born. And then we keep going with the flow of whatever is the situation. We have no control over our own mind, and we don't understand the instrument that we are going to even use, our own body, our own mind, intellect and all. It seems like some other thing, and there is no union in all this. But when he is taking an avatar, I feel that he's always established in himself, right? That is why no matter what is happening with the avatara, nothing is affecting him. So in that sense, I feel that I appear in this world by virtue of Yogmaya. What he says is the same Maya which thrashes and beats us, and he is the creator of that same Maya. Yet he also chooses to undergo all those things which Maya is creating when he is in that avatar. However, he is also not getting swayed by it, and he is rising above and performing. So I think it is again an indication to us also, like how we should be leading. Since we are also a small part of him only, we are the Atma of the Paramatma. So I think it is an indication to us also how we should be leading our lives.
Yeah. So basically, his avatara is like Purna avatara. Like he is aware while the Jivatmas go through cycles to finally realize the self. But
yeah, there is a definite purpose for his arrival, isn't it?
To establish
I think
dharma.
this shloka, I think the next one is the yada yada hi dharmasya.
That's right.
Not wrong.
To establish
So
dharma.
yeah, so that will I think that will talk about why am I even coming into this place, taking an avatara. I think that will address that. But yeah,
But one thing you said,
that indicates the purpose of his coming.
The essential nature of everyone is still the same and not affected. It's just that as Jivatmas.
No, I was not talking about the essential nature being affected, but we forget that, and we are thrashed and whipped by the Maya, right? That is not there for him. That is what is in Krishna Avatara. That is what is happening. Like your father also shared, right from before his birth, there has been plans to kill him, and various asuras placed everywhere to kill him even before he was born. So in that sense, I feel that somebody who comes into like that is actually, if you see his story completely, it's almost filled only with asuras. If I see up to the time that he goes to Dwaraka and meets with that Kansa, till that point also everyone is like back to back. He's just
full of challenge.
Yeah, meeting all these asuras who are out to kill him, and he's just he's killing them back. So it's like a battlefield, right from the birth to God knows till the Kamsa's death, and even after that he gets into Mahabharata also. So yeah. So in that sense, I was saying that he's not whipped by all those. He rises above that, and he's meeting each challenge head on. Yeah, with all that he has. Yeah, that is all. Yeah, that's all.
Ishaji?
Yes, Sarvananji. I don't have anything new to add, but I feel it's the same like what we have been talking about. Human life, it has no end. It is like for body we have end, but spiritually we just go from birth. We call it death, and again it keeps coming. So here I think Bhagwan says, there is nothing called reborn or death for me, but I also go through the same cycle of coming back and back uh, to the earth. Here, if you have to say, he keeps taking, that's what the avatar, he keeps coming back whenever the need may be. Either, when I think next, there is another shloka like that, which used to come in Mahabharata every time. Like, I think Pavitranaya Sadhunam. Uh, so in that, if you see, he'll say every yug, he keeps appearing. So when you say yug, it's nothing to do with, once in lifetime or anything like that. Whenever the need is arising, he will appear, and he will, since he has no death, since he is not in a birth like us, he is immortal, if you have to say. So he doesn't have a death, but yeah, he, as a Lord, he can just take any form. So I feel like when we see, I feel it's a human form. So I don't know. I feel we cannot be saying that he is not with us now just because we don't feel the presence, or maybe he's in a form which our eye is not able to detect him. That doesn't mean he is not there. He may be in some other forms also trying to protect the dharma. So in whichever way, see, when we see Rama also is an avatar. So when Rama came, he didn't come with what Krishna did from birth. So Rama was born to be a king, and he was trained to be a king. But after that, whatever hardship he faced it. So, from Rama's birth, what we learn is how a man should be, how a human should be. No matter what the situation is, we have to follow the right path. So we have to follow the dharma. So that was something God himself lived and showed. So the next, like that, maybe even in our yoga, you have to take, there are lots of gurus who are showing the path of right deeds. We may not see them as superpowers as yet, but anybody who is sustaining with lots of dharma is a god, or is somebody bigger. So that's what I feel this is.
Okay. Shashti, you want to add?
Yeah, Saravanan-ji, only very few, because I just listened whatever all people spoken here. So I am also agreeing with all of them. But I just want to add some things what I feel.
Yes.
In this sloga, God himself is informing like whenever he takes human being, he has to go through all the things. Like what we will go through, the karmas. So I like to add the last thing what was made in Mahabharata in Krishnavadaram. So I am not aware. I am not remembering the lady name who will blind herself as his husband also is blind. So he will give one sabam to God, like since you have erased my entire kulam, that is Karnan, that whole the whole
Family.
people will get died because of the war, which we all know. At that time, since my child all are lost in that one from her side, for all the sons, like 108, I think. So he will give you a she will give you a sabam like your your peoples also will die, and you will also die one day. So at that time, God himself will tell like, I accept. He will not tell anything. So he will accept everything, whatever he told. And that will also be happen accordingly. So that's it I have for this. So like that way, if God is also taken the human being, he has also go through our cycle like birth, death, and then if we request, he can also again come to birth and do all the things like how we do. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so yeah, the curse also finally, if you see, it's for the body, right? The body which is born will die one day. The body will die one day,
Yes.
right? So that's
And
what
how we are changing our dresses, we will change our body.
that is when that is for the normal. That is for the jivatmas when you are not realized that
Yes.
you are the essential Brahman only. Okay.
Yes.
But when it comes to Paramatma, since he is a Purna Avatara, the Ishvara decides when to appear, when to take birth. That is the only difference between a Jivatma repeating the cycle versus Paramatma like coming on his own when needed. Right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, as you said, once born, the body is going through. Yeah. And it is the nature of the body to go through the cycle or like go through the pleasures and pains of the life. Yeah.
Yes, Arun.
Yeah. Yeah, Vijayji.
Let's look at a simple example. Imagine, there is a magician on the stage. And let's say, he pulls a rabbit. You all know the classical phrase, right? Pulling a rabbit out of the hat. So let's say a magician pulls a rabbit out of the hat. And all of us, let's say, are audience sitting. So for us, it will be, wow, how did he do it? My God, right? It looks so amazing, impossible. But now, take the other perspective. You, let's say, you somehow get to talk to that magician, and that magician is in good terms with you, and you ask him, hey, please tell me how you did it. Then he will explain. He will explain, how he has created some kind of secret hiding place where, the rabbit is kind of pushed in, and he somehow, he shows, let's say, he shows you all the details. So for the magician, it is not a magic. He knows what steps to take in order to make that magic happen. But for you and me as an audience, wow, it's a magic. So the difference between you and me as audience and the magician is simply the understanding. That's all it is. I, as an audience, don't know how this magic is happening. So therefore, it's a magic for me. Isn't it? That's how it happens, no, as children. Please notice. Generally, when a child comes and, if the parent is unable to explain, they give some vague expression, no? So they may come and say, hey, mama, how did my brother, take birth? Mama and papa don't want to answer that. So they simply say, oh, you know what? A bird came and dropped your brother. Oh,
Angel dropped.
Right? So now that's the story that the child believes in. So now, until the child one day figures out, my parents were making fun of me. But anyway, by then, maybe the child would have forgotten. Like that, look at it. A lot of stories are made up, no? Or, when you have to explain to a little child. I remember, when I was very young, my mother's younger brother, and I as I remember, I used to be very attached to him. He passed away. He was very young. He was only about 20 or so. He passed away. And my mother gave the story that he went to God's place. And whoever would ask me, I would simply say, oh, he has gone to God's place. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know where is God's place. I don't know nothing. But I would simply repeat, he went to God's place. A very easy and convenient story to satisfy a child's curiosity. A child is never satisfied with any answer, right? A child is constantly asking questions. Why that? How is that? What is that? Why not this way? So sometimes parents or whoever is answering run out of ideas. They themselves may not know. So they simply make up some story. That is what also happens with a lot of rituals. Your parents are following and you ask why I should do namaste. They simply say, if you don't do namaste, you will get shapa. Oh, what is shapa? Shapa is a curse. What is curse? Something bad will happen to you. Oh, okay. Now I will also pray. So like that, many a times, understanding is simply based on the one who is explaining may not know, or the one who is explaining may not want to explain, or the one who is explaining may think that the other side may not understand, whatever may be the reason. But the thing is, the difference between the audience and the magician is simply that the difference of understanding. The audience don't know the magic. Are like the child. Imagine you go to a new village, and that village has never seen, let's say, a electrical light, and you say, "Tadan," and you press a button, and tongue light comes. They will all probably bow down to you and say, "Oh, God has come." That's what you remember in many of the cartoons, no? In one of the Tintin cartoon, I remember, he's being caught by these Inca people, and he's about to be burnt to death. And somewhere he has read that today at this time it is going to be solar eclipse. So he asks the leader of that group, burn me at this time. And when they're about to burn him, he says, now I'm going to make the sun disappear. And these people are they rely on sun. No, they look at sun as God. So he says, sun, I'm going to disappear. And he chants something nonsense, and then suddenly sun disappears. They all fall at his feet. Ayo, we are going to burn you. We are going to burn you. No, we will not. Please bring our son back. Please bring our son back. And then suddenly mutters something. He knows how long the eclipse is going to last. And the eclipse passes away and the sun appears. They all think he is God. He is the messenger of God. Like that, in life, either you understand or you don't. When you don't understand, everything is a magic miracle, and it becomes, oh my God. When you start understanding, of course, life is a never-ending magic. But in a way, there's an understanding that the magic is happening, and then the with that understanding, you feel peaceful, right? So here, Sri Krishna, therefore, he is explaining the magician's viewpoint. I am unborn. So Sri Krishna is saying, I realize my true nature is awareness. And as awareness, I have no birth and no death. I am unborn. The Lord of all living entities. I have realized my own īśhvaraḥ. So, as īśhvara means what? īśhvara means what? Who is īśhvara? Someone who no more thinks of me as only limited to this body and mind. Someone who has kind of, encompassed the whole thing. Like how a father, if you go and ask a father, let's assume, there are 4 members in the family, 4 children and a wife and a mother and a father. So let's say, there's a large family of say some 10, 12 people. So now, what is your family? He will say, all of these people are my family. Is it not? Why? Because of the feeling of being a father. Or if you ask a mother, who are all your children? All the 4 of them are my children. They're part of me. That's how she feels. Is it not? So who is īśhvara? Someone who simply has now dropped the idea that I'm a limited being, and who is able to feel and experience the wholeness, the fullness. So here Krishna is speaking from that viewpoint.
Hmm.
Lord of all living entities. Lord means what? Not somebody who is there to order around. He realizes that as an essential nature, I am part of everything. I am not a small individual entity. I am in everything. And what is powering everything is this pure awareness. So that realization is there. The īśhvaraḥ is known and have an imperishable nature. As that awareness, there is no birth and of course no death. However, for the audience, the rabbit is still appearing. The magician knows how the rabbit is being pulled, but for the audience, rabbit is still appearing. So I am, my true nature is not something like a shape and form. It is something that nobody can see. But I am seeing you, Sri Krishna. Arjuna is feeling like that. So to Arjuna, he has to give a clarity that there is a difference between Arjuna, who is like an audience sitting, and Sri Krishna, who is like a magician who's doing the magic. That look, as an audience, you may not understand, but as the magician, I know that my nature is awareness, and Maya, Yogmaya, is inherent in me. Maya Shakti, Shiva Shakti, consciousness and the energy principle are inherent in that divine. And the nature of the energy, or Shakti, is to continuously transform. And that is what appears as Yogmaya. So Sri Krishna is aware. So therefore for him, birth and death is not a matter of a great mystery. And in a way, you also have the same power. Sometimes you very consciously, you wear a particular dress, you are going to a marriage, you want to look very, rich and famous, maybe, as an example. So all your tons and tons of gold you wear, scent you wear, and, you also put all that face mask. And, if you're a man, you may wear your suit, boot, all that glittering glamour, right? You know very well, I'm going there to be looking good, right? Or somebody says, we are going to make I'm going to give you a role. In this drama, you're going to be a beggar. So you will go and wear all this chindi chitrana shirt and pant. Maybe you'll not have a shirt also. Maybe the pant only has a copy, something like that. And you will go there, avyaya, give me, you will act. So you know fully well, during that time, no problem. See, somebody, imagine you're acting like a beggar in a drama. Somebody comes and scolds, you foolish beggar, go, get lost. You will simply go crying. But internally, you're not crying. And, when you're crying like that, people in the audience, they clap. Wow, what a beggar. You will feel very proud. Oh, was I really good? So you're so proud. Why? What a wonderful acting you did. Wow. It's an Oscar-worthy acting. You're very happy. But the same thing you're doing in your day-to-day life. But your husband comes and says, you silly fool, or your wife comes and says, you idiot, good for nothing. Suddenly you get so upset. So that's all Shri Krishna is saying. I am not perturbed. This is how, you also, every moment you are constantly wearing a new costume. You are also showing your own inherent power. Just that you are not recognizing. Shri Krishna is saying, I have recognized. I am constantly, I can take any form. You want me to be your friend? I am willing to be your friend. You want me to be your guru? I am willing to be your guru. You want me to be your charioteer? I am willing to be your charioteer. I am taking different forms, no, Shri Krishna. Even in that very little, whatever the time period we are thinking. So in a way, every moment you are also donning a new form. Just that you are probably not recognizing. You and I probably are constantly getting hooked up to you know who I am, and keep on looking at my photos and say, look, I was so young there. Look, I'm teenage. I had so much of whatever. I was not at all looking good. And your children also will come and look at your dress in that. Appa, is this the way you dressed? Amma, is this you so out of date, so out of fashion? Che. And they will talk to their friends, and you will be, yeah. These children. Who are you looking at? What are you looking at? What is that in the photo? It's your previous farm, some farm. Is that who you are? Now, every moment it is constantly changing. So Krishna simply is aware that, I am in this world whose nature itself is to constantly change. And he's not perturbed by it. He's aware that he is not undergoing the change. So therefore, for him, it is his own divine power, his own Leela. For the magician, because he knows the step, it is his own magic. Suddenly some step goes wrong, he knows how to fix it. Why? It's like, you are a good cook, right? Let's say you made some biryani, and somebody says, Ma, today the biryani is so bad, it's so bland. You taste a little, wait, Kanna, just 2 minutes. And then you go to the kitchen and now, wow, Amma, what did you do? The child, or somebody idiot like me who only knows how to eat may not know how to fix it. But you, a great cook, will know what to add, what to remove, and how to make it wow. So suddenly the same biryani has become wow, so nice. Why? Because an idiot like me will keep on thinking, oh, what all magic my mother did. In 5 minutes, he modified it. And I go and tell my wife, and my wife gets jealous. Oh, you only talk about your mother's food. So all this drama, it's the recipe for drama, right? So that is how life is. So Krishna is simply aware of all this. So he's saying, it's my divine power. You also have that divine power. I also have that divine power. Maybe you're not recognizing. Maybe I'm not recognizing. So therefore, Bhagavan Uvacha, Sri Krishna is saying, look, when you realize this is how you would speak. He's not telling me all that through this shloka, but he's simply saying, this is how I see it. Now it is for you and me to say, okay, why is he seeing like that? Is he something special? He is also standing there. Prabhuji also stands like you and me. He also has to undergo all that trials and tribulations of the daily family. But his speech is something else. His demeanor is something else. His mindset is something else. How is it possible? So here, Sri Krishna is speaking like a Sadguru. And what has happened? He's realized. So the only difference between that Arjuna and Sri Krishna is the understanding. So therefore, Sri Krishna is giving the right understanding. All right? Hari Om. Any questions? Any statements? Ishaji, anything you want to say, ask?
No, Vijayji, I'm good. I just wanted to say something funny that happened. Okay, I had this. My sister-in-law was living with us. Means now she's married and she's settled away. But when she was living with us, she used to see my pictures. Now you said no, that olden days pictures like that. She used to see all my pictures. She was like, "How different you look at each different time." I used to say, "This is my Dasavatara."
See? Look at it.
We have one realized being here.
It's a statement of realization if you really think about it.
Yeah.
You and I are also going through all kinds of avatara. Sri Krishna is aware that it's an avatara. The one who thinks I am a body and mind is thinking, ayayo, my karma, my birth is my karma. And Sri Krishna is no more, it's a karma. It's a like how Padmaji said, it's a willful involvement in the game. It's a willful involvement. You want to be a beggar? in the drama? Yeah. I want to win an Oscar. So let me be a good beggar in the drama. Best possible beggar. You want to be idiot fellow in the drama? Yeah, best possible idiot. No problem in the drama.
God is doing volunteer service and we are doing our karmic service.
So God is telling you, Ishaji, you can also be like me.
Yeah.
So therefore he is telling you, look, this is how I see the world, and he's leaving the choice to you and me. You can also choose to see this way, then your life will be like Krishna's life.
The best thing about Vijay about Krishna's life is, if I know Krishna's life by seeing Mahabharata serial only. Even if you see in that serial, from the time he's taken that form of a baby, that birth, to the time he's leaving, there's always smile on his face.
Yeah.
So it goes through everything, all the curse and he
That's out of the realization.
Yeah.
What he's playing.
True. Yeah, one more thing I have to ask. I forgot, okay, but then Krishnaji, Lord Krishna makes that eclipse come, and then there is one Kaurava who is killed, who will get down from his chariot.
Jayadratha, the story of how they killed Jayadratha. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. I was not getting that name when you spoke about that eclipse.
That is because this Arjuna, out of that fervor, he takes a oath. If I don't kill Jayadratha by end of day tomorrow, I'm going to kill myself. So what to do? Some silly fellows may have taken some silly oath. So Krishna sees, okay, how to help that fellow also.
Small, I used to say, if Krishna does, it is all good. The same thing, if I manipulate and win, it is wrong. It is so unfair. I don't like Krishna only.
He did it for dharma. If you do for dharma, fine.
No, when I was small, when they used to say which character, after we see one episode, we'll all come outside the house that day and we'll enact the same character. I used to always take Karna or somebody. I used to say, no, not Krishna, pa. He's not straight.
Subhaji, you were saying?
No, if it is for dharma, fine.
Exactly.
Be like Krishna.
Exactly. That's the point, Ishaji. You can do the same play if it's for dharma.
Dharma. But, Sarvananji, without pure consciousness of what dharma is, people are playing that game.
No, that is not for dharma, right? They're playing game for self.
Right.
For
wrong.
being selfish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what adds up to the karma.
True.
Doing not for dharma adds to karma. And you have to face it again.
Yeah, face it again. True.
It doesn't leave you.
But yeah, following that path is also not easy, No, I mean to say, if you're doing something and it is for dharma also, you will have so many people against you, cursing you, whatever Krishna went through.
I think that's a good point. See, now the question is, you feel what is right, and doing what is right leads to more challenges. Should I avoid it or not? Right now, that is the test for you, I think, for anyone. And like, what do you do?
Just do what is right. That's why we are learning things. So make conscious effort of mostly materialistic needs. If you throw aside, then I feel we will actually choose. We will be in dharmic way. If you have to see, what is easy is not always what is right.
Correct. Yeah.
So, at home also, my son keeps asking, you keep giving people free of job work. If you would have taken 10 rupees, 100 rupees, we would have gone crores of rupees. So many people just walk in. There's nothing saying, rules saying don't take. But I'm saying like the small things life becomes easy in material. He's a child, right? So he says, okay, fine. Instead of having one Innova, you would have had one Range Rover. Now tell me which is better. And people who are, if we are living in between all politicians, okay, we have both BJP and Congress ministers and our place, so we can see their houses with big houses with lots of cars, and it says, they're, it's not even right money. But for a child, what is right, what is wrong? Money is money.
Yeah, see, this is where again I was talking about this in one of the classes, right? People are only looking at the drishta phala, right? There is always this adhiṣhṭhāya, unseen one.
Unseen, yeah.
Okay, you cannot uh, get everything put everything together which you cannot see. A lot of things happen which you cannot see, right? And the game is not over at all.
At all, yeah.
Right. So I keep telling this in my office.
Yeah.
Okay? It's oh, that person has gone ahead of me, and so what do you use to say ahead of you? Is it just the money or the title or the wealth? Okay, let's say you get all this. What happens if you don't have the health? You don't even get to run till this life, end of this life, right? At the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and even if you run, there is cycle continuing. You're born again, and who knows? You see, some people are getting caught at old age for what they did in the young age, right? And they would have lived with lot of dignity for long, and then you see them going through miserable end.
I know.
See, I would like to add one perspective here. Somewhere, Ishaji, you said dharma is very difficult. On the contrary, let's look at it this way. See, what is easy in life? For example, what is easy in life? Whatever is natural must be very easy in life, is it not? For example, it's very easy for the water to flow from top to bottom. Very easy. There is not much of an effort that is needed. So, take another example. What is easy to roll? A square object or a round object? A round object. So like that, in any situation, whatever is easy, you can also say, whatever is natural is easy, whatever is easy is natural. And that must be the way you and I can figure out dharma. Another example, let's say I have lied about something to somebody. Is that dharma or adharma? Today we may give a long moral lecture, but very simple to understand. When I've lied, I have to keep remembering, I have to keep memorizing. What is the lie I've told? And next time when they catch me, I have to remember and I have to repeat, or I have to probably keep adding to the lie, right? So what it is doing, it is creating some kind of a tension in the mind. Oh, what if I get caught? Now imagine I have simply told the truth. So natural is easy. Though telling the truth at that point, maybe it was a very inconvenient truth. Like we know the story of the emperor's cloth. For a child, it is very natural, very easy. Hey, emperor, you are not wearing any cloth. But everybody else had to pretend. Oh, what a great cloth. Oh, what a wonderful cloth. Oh, majesty, you are looking nice. All that pretension. And, they had to pretend and they have to remember not to laugh in front of him. And they had to murmur. So all the tension. But the child simply said, Emperor, you're not wearing any cloth. Job done. So truth liberates you, right? So then what is dharma? It must be natural. Something must be very easy. Though, we see all these movies, though we hear all these situations where, very difficult to follow dharma. Of course, there are a lot of nuances in many situations. But whatever that, makes you feel natural, easy, whatever that makes you feel happy, healthy, peaceful, when you conduct, must be very closer to dharma. So therefore, it's actually very easy to follow dharma. Because you are born with it. It's your inherent nature. It's not simply by somebody teaching that, child learns to be kind. Please notice, a child by nature is kind. By nature. Unless people around it are teaching otherwise. If you leave the child to be it, it knows how to deal with other animals. Haven't you noticed, let's say a small child goes to newly born kittens, okay? Let's assume, a cat has littered some kittens. A small baby, a small child goes to a baby kitten and holds the baby kitten by the neck and carries. The mother and the other kittens don't do anything to that baby. Whereas you and I, an adult, as much as we go closer, that mother cat would be growling at you. Especially you will see this with dogs. Whereas with a little child, how does that particular dog know? Well, what is communicating that dog that this is a baby and the baby has no cruelty in its heart and the baby means no harm? How does that dog know? How does that kitten know? So we have simply built a whole lot of fluff around our society. Natural is very easy. Village people know. You also know as a child. As we start growing up, we get something incredible called education. And we become educated. And very difficult. Because we constantly look for which book says this. Okay, quote the book. In the book, this book called The Philosophy of Life, in page number 43, in line number 67, Socrates has said like this. Oh, really? So, lot of fluff. Very simple.
What is it? I also want to add, we hear about this shreyas and preyas, right? There's always this, for any action, for one type of action where the immediate result may be nice, but the long-term result can be extremely bad. On the other side, the immediate result may not look nice, but in the long term, it will turn out to be the best. So always go for that shreyas and not fall for the prayers, which is the short term. I think that's where this window, what the general comment we get, right? Hey, just get it done, do it. That is the short term, but it has the repercussion for long, right? The long term will not turn out to be at all good. I remember that shreyas and prayas. I just wanted to.
Very nice. Is there any other question or points to discuss?
Yeah, Vijayji, I just
Yes,
want to add one more thing
yes.
from what Isaji has told, like dharma. So the same thing, like it applies when we are working as well. So our employees also can tell lie. Lie means their career will get not be in a good manner. But if we tell the truth, they will accept, and our career will also be good only. So this one point I just want to add. So it's better to not to tell lie when we are doing our job as well in working conditions.
Yeah.
We can directly say them no if we don't know, because many of the peoples will not say that no. They will think like no is not a good answer to say.
Not knowing, yeah. It will show up, right? Sooner or later, it will show up.
Yeah,
And
this actually happens when when we are taking interviews to our company. So when a fresher tells some lies and when she started working, she gets caught with the experience what she put in the resume. But when she comes to work, that experience will not be there. Just for in the paper only it is written, but it is not shown in the
Mm.
like that. So while we are giving the interview itself, she could have told like I'm not aware. So there itself we could have job done is there. Not to come into the company and making her image bad once started working. It is not good. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, this is something needs to be highlighted from the young age. Um, I remember we used to have this moral science, right? So I don't think it is continued now for whatever reasons. Again, our curriculum is all twisted, tweaked based on the time.
See, in the
based
name of the
on
moral, typically,
uh,
in one sense, Saravananji, moral
mm,
is what? Moral is some adult thinking of a particular rule. Imagine, you don't want your child to do something, then, you come up with a moral, what can be done and what cannot be done. So
yeah, moral
sometimes
code.
moral can tend to be like that. So
Mm,
therefore, Bhagavad Gita or in the Sanatana, there is no, at least in the Vedanta and
mm,
the Bhagavad Gita, there is no moral teaching. Moral
mm.
teaching means what? Right and wrong. Thou shall not steal from others.
No, we do talk about dharma and adharma. What is to
Dharma
be
is
done?
not morality.
Mm,
Dharma is not morality. Morality means right, wrong. This is right, this is wrong. Okay. So, dharma is a lot more nuanced. Dharma is very contextual also. Depending upon the particular situation, one has to have a higher degree of awareness to be able to see what is the most natural thing in this particular situation. There is this classical story we keep talking, no?
I think, but
The day in
Vijayji, if you say
1927
this, right,
uh,
this is where it makes people think that following dharma is difficult. The moment you say that it is a lot more nuanced and one needs to know, then a common man may say, oh, okay, then
so
what
which,
is
which
that?
essentially means what? The assumption is so-called common man doesn't have the brains to understand this.
Hmm.
Right? So therefore, somebody in authority says, you just simply follow what I say.
Hmm.
You don't have the brains. You listen to what I say and you do. So then you will end up creating a society of robots.
Hmm.
So a typical American city, from 40 miles, 50 miles, people drive to downtown. They go back. What a boy should wear? Only blue color dress. Pink only for girls. As soon as you turn 12, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? It's a set pattern. Everybody has to do that. Then only you are living the American dream.
Hmm.
So you may create a society like that. Why? Because, it's codified. Follow the rules.
No, again, not man-made moral.
So then who decides? Who
Yeah, you
decides?
have to go to the scriptures based on
Right?
the
So
time tested.
you have to
Time tested.
develop that intuitive understanding in that child. You have to help the child to see.
Hmm.
The dharma is very simple. What is dharma? Treat the other like how you would like to be treated. Is it so difficult to
Yes.
understand? Why have you
So,
made such a big complex mess out of it?
yeah, no, like we are learning that now, but like as the reason Ishaji brought this out and very easy to see is like, wherever you turn, everyone is cheating, and I'm trying to be straight, I'm trying to follow, but looks like life can be very difficult trying to follow straight, and not
That
just
is where
going.
the scripture also says very assuredly, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. You will be protected. Means what? It will help you. Don't worry how it will help you. Why are you worried about how it will help me? You do the right thing. What is the right thing? Treat the other like how you would like to be treated. Very simple. That's all. Nothing else to remember.
Vijayji, one thing I wanted to ask, okay, from what Shashti ji said, yes, people do lie, from what he is saying only, from that, I mean, from there I'm picking it up, like people lie on their resume to get a job, okay, which is common practice, which is happening mostly in IT, because you know that IT freshers, they don't get job. Okay, so people lie, because see, we are into recruitment. We won't find out if people have lied on resume, but from my experience working, in a placement office, we train them for the interview on questions that will be asked for them. So it's almost like leaking the question paper to them. Okay, which everybody knows, but yeah, that is what is expected, so that they'll also clear the interview and get candidates. Okay, it's simple. It's like we'll train them in case they're getting into a technical support or into an accounts payable job. We'll say these are the kinds of questions. End of the day, they have to prepare, they have to go give interview, they'll get selected. Now, imagine a person, okay, because we go through so many freshers, no, just imagine that I'm like 21 or 22 and I just completed BE. So the expectation from that, I'm sorry if it is getting late, we can do it next
No,
week.
please go
Please.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay. See, the expectation of this 21, 22 will be to get a job. See, either the child, an education loan is taken, so the child is already pressurized that I have to, start working so that I can reduce the burden of my family. I have to pay, otherwise things are not. Or maybe there is lots of comparison between your cousins or your neighbor or colleagues child or whatever it is. He is working. So all this pressure is what, see, nobody is that desperate for the job unless the situation is desperate, either the money or the status in the society. Otherwise, humans, we don't need to work, for money. We work because we need to earn. There are desperation like this, and the authorities, the officers, they know a 21, 22-year-old cannot have experience. Somebody who's out of college obviously won't experience. So many candidates will ask you, keep saying experience, without giving job, how will we get experience? So, I know what they're asking makes sense, but then I can't answer them in any other way saying it makes sense and all this. So I'll say them, see, you people want to get into a job and you do have no experience of what the company wants you to do. Irrespective of that, you will say, I want salary from the first month. Why don't you sign saying I want to need salary for 1 year or 6 months, and I will get trained in the job from your company and then work for 1 year? That time only you pay. If you give that commitment, we will give that commitment from the company side. See, this is very nice for me to logically attack them and say something. But how do you stop that groundwork? Imagine a small child also. Okay, they go to school, they go to a small child, 10 year, 11 year, what they know, what is wrong and right. They're still learning, and everything they learn is from the school. A school means a society. There are adults who are saying them stuffs. So the child, what he understands is what is coming on the answer sheet. For a maybe 7-year, 8-year-old child, there's nothing called preparation time, exam time and all. Maybe there is in some house. Most of the houses, it may not be there. We should go out and look. So it may not be there. He does two things. Either he will write whatever he wants, and then if he gets very less marks, the teacher insults him, the parents are angry with him, his devices are taken, or his playtime is cut short, or he says, okay, fine. Once he gets less mark, all this happens. Second time, what he does it, he'll say, okay, fine. Somehow I have to get more mark because I don't want my playtime to go. I don't want my teacher to, punish me and make me stand in front of others. What I'll do is I'll just look at my friend and write. Without his knowledge that looking at somebody's paper and writing answer is wrong, because of the punishment, they'll do something wrong. And then parents are happy, teachers are happy. Now, how do you define to a child, it's okay to fail, but
Isha,
don't
you,
do
you saw that 12th fail, right?
Uh-huh.
You saw the 12th fail movie.
No, I didn't watch.
Oh, okay.
It's I have, the Facebook keeps saying me, go watch. I was like, one day I will watch it really. Okay. So yeah, how do you tell
the last question you asked, the answer is in that movie.
Oh, now I won't watch only.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah, definitely, yeah. That's why I brought it even to Vijayji, that moral in the sense, like, to the children, what is right, what is not right. Though you say that, hey, it is natural for them to figure out, it is because the society is pushing them into the wrong path, that needs to, by default, a child is innocent, clean, untainted. It is the society which taints the child, and then the child turns out whatever it to be, depending on the society where that child is growing. Okay, so both sides I see has a responsibility. The society has a responsibility. The family and the schools, teachers also have the responsibility in putting what is right, so that they don't turn out to be the people what we see now in the government, where they ask for bribe for everything, and whatever we see, right, like corruption and all those things, which is what we are trying to weed out. And the work needs to start from the ground, which is from the school.
One more thing, Saravanan-ji, I feel we are separating ourselves from society. See, for your child, I am the society.
No, we are part of, yeah.
Yeah, so the problem here is how, okay, we can't change, my neighbor's
I go through this, and I question myself, and I take a conscious decision whenever I have to, right? So yes, we have to. I'm not excluding myself, and I tell the same to my girls as well. Yeah.
It's very simple, no, Isha-ji, which is when somebody lives life with a certain approach, there's a consequence. Any approach, right? Let's not worry about whether it is correct, incorrect, all that. Anything that you do in life has a consequence. Now, a particular consequence, what is that you are looking for in any situation? Very simple, very, very simple, and very easy to understand. In any situation, you simply want it to be a peaceful, happy, healthy. So the simplest thing we need to practice, first and foremost, as an individual, I have to practice. And I don't necessarily have to teach. When I live like that, then around me, that will reflect. That's all I can do. There is no way that I can ever teach anyone.
Yeah.
I can never ever teach anyone. I can only be that.
Yeah.
And when I am that, doesn't matter what happens to the others. I don't know. Not that I'm not saying it in terms of I don't care, but I do care a lot, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I do know for sure is what it does to me, internally. So that's all I can focus on. Is it not?
True, true.
Yes.
And
You know,
that's all Krishna is saying here. He is not saying go and change the society. You see, nowhere Krishna has taught here, go and change the society. He's simply speaking to Arjuna about, Arjuna, what is the cause of your confusion, stress, worry? And how I look at life. That's all he's speaking, one to one. Your perspective, my perspective. That's all he's speaking. He never said here in Bhagavad Gita, go and do this in the society. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we end with that
Okay.
note?
Hari
Hari
Om.